James Melendez, James the wine guy. I love this region. This is a Chablis Premier Cru. Stay tuned for this review. This is Chablis Premier Cru, Le Vaillons, and this wine is a 13% ABV wine. Here's a back label for you to look at here. Not a lot, of course. No surprise, you don't see a lot of that in terms of import wines. A lot of fine wines like that have back labels like that, and I think that's fine. So it's very indicative of tradition to see a very simple back label. I think, to me, this is an opportunity to speak of, when I think of France, I think of Bourgogne or Burgundy, and which is right next to Chablis, and above that, just north of this, is Champagne. And Champagne is Pinot Noir, Meunier, Pinot Meunier, and Chardonnay. And I think it's really that testament that these wine varieties really thrive here and have done so for a very long time. I think Chablis is really that designate area for Chardonnay, the only appellation on the entire planet that's devoted only to Chardonnay. And I think that's really an amazing testimony and experience. So here's what you're going to look at. When you look at a map, you're going to see Chablis in general designation here. And here's where you see the Premier, Chablis Premier Cru, as opposed to the Grand Cru, which is very small. The next smallest region would be, or sub areas, would be the Chablis Premier Cru as pictured here. I love this map here because it's showing in France, it's showing Burgundy as its relationship to Chablis, very close in proximity to each other. And of course are producing Pinot Noir in Burgundy as well as Chardonnay. And so Chardonnay is really king in this area. I love about this wine, and I would say if you tasted one Chablis, it depends on if it's Petit Chablis, Chablis in general, or Grand Cru or Premier Cru, there's a different characterization. And just like any other wine region on the planet, the wines are going to taste different. And this wine is no different. And that's the beauty of this wine. Point score 94 points out of 100 points. I think for me, what I get is each producer does make a different wine altogether. And what I love about this wine is its savory quality. And often we don't think about savory quality as it relates to Chardonnay, but it does happen. It doesn't happen in a way that might be, say, on a red wine. That savory quality can be very different. The savory quality, in my opinion, tends to go towards what I call that oyster shell, or a bit of that minerality that gives that uplift to the wine, gives that complexity to the wine. So here we go. First, the scent characterization. So in this wine, I'm getting notes of green apple, fresh fig, lemon peel, and what I even term sanded cedar. It has that earthiness to it, which I think is really evocative and interesting. On this, I'm getting notes of green apple, fresh fig, lemon peel, and curious notes of sanded cedar. And next, the flavor characterization. So green apple, Camas pear, crushed oyster shell. In addition to that would be notes of sesame and tea, each giving that component and lending in the hand of that savory quality. So that minerality, giving that bit of that salinity. The mineral characterization is pretty evident here. 94 points out of 100 points. I'm on a variety of social media such as Facebook, Twitter, Google+, Pinterest, LinkedIn, as well as Instagram and WordPress. Thank you again for watching today. Stay tuned for more. Sante.